How's it going, gamer? You got hands here, and today in Dauntless we're going over Thraxs Hammer build. Man, Thrax's weapons are so awesome. I'm loving them. I know you're loving them. I'll definitely be pumping out builds for all of his weapons, that's for sure, gamer, so stay tuned for that. So this build is pretty epic, gamer. This is a flawless type build, so we have very low health, but we have high damage. I go over different variations. For example, if you can't handle a +6 berserker, you can put a wild frenzy in for more attack speed, but of course you'll be losing a little bit of DPS. I did test this build in many different ways on the training dummies, and I go over that further in the video on the variations that I speak of. But as you can see, it does great damage. You have to remember to use your Landbreaker vent before the battle so you can get that extra boost of damage. And don't forget to run back to it to recharge yourself, because it'll sit there with a few charges until you pick them up. And remember, it even gives you a boost of speed for a little bit, but it's significant damage boost if you can maintain to remember to put down your vent. So turn on your system, grab your hammer, and let's get ready. We're about to get in this video right now, y'all. What is up, gamer? Yes, we are throwing down another Thrax weapon build. I'm super stoked, and I hope you are too. Let's hop into this bad boy. First, you're going to want to get the sanity check, which is Thraxs Hammer. Man, that is an epic looking hammer. Don't forget about the legendary ability, because I often forget about it, and I'm sure most of us do. What you're going to throw in there is a berserker cell and an overpower cell. I shall say first though, if you can handle a +6 berserker and you need a little bit more life, you can put a wild frenzy in there, but I did test it in the training grounds, and of course having a +6 berserker does way more damage. And for the special, I'm using Mighty Landbreaker because it gives you a 35% extra damage based on ammo quality when you throw down one of those vents. So in this build you have to remember to drop down the vent for you and your slayers so you can get that extra damage, because it is significant. If you don't have it, I tested that in the training ground as well, you do about 700 less damage per second. And I like to use extended clip because it is really dope for damage as well. And bond, you're going to bond it to Stalker's Price, which is Rift Stalker's hammer, and it has a wild frenzy. And the coolest, most epic thing about it, it has those damage stacking orbs that stack pretty nicely for some great damage if you can keep maintaining doing damage. For the headpiece, we're using Shroud's head that has a rage, and we're going to put a discipline cell in there. And for the chest piece, we're using Shroud's chest that has a rage, and we're going to put an overpower cell. And for the hands, we're using Malkarion's hands, and that has a predator, and you're going to put a berserker cell in there. And for the legs, we're using Kashai's legs that has a predator, and you're going to put a conduit cell. And for the lantern, I tested all the lanterns too. This one maintains a good amount of attack speed, so you increase your DPS through that attack speed boost and using conduit. So we're using Shrike's lantern because on the lantern hold that also syncs with conduit, and we're doing a +30% increased attack speed, which is really dope because the hammer definitely needs a little bit of help so you can get that damage pumping out with that boost of attack speed. So for the tonics, if you're going hard and you're doing in-game, don't forget Blitz tonic, Assault tonic, and Frenzy tonic, because man, those are dope. So all in all, what we got going on, as you can see the game's glitching right now with the latest update, is we have a +6 berserker. That's 35% damage if you can maintain doing damage, and it takes away a lot of our health. So you gotta watch out because this is a flawless type build. Next we have Conduit at +6, and that's a +15% attack speed for us and all slayers. And the next one is Overpower. That's 60% damage versus staggered behemoths, and they're definitely staggered because you're going hard with the hammer. And then next we have Predator. That's another 35% damage if you can maintain not getting hit. So you can just see all these damage cells just stacking up real nicely. And then next we have Rage. Because we're using Discipline, we're doing 25% extra damage all the time, baby. And next is Discipline, what we just talked about. That also gives you a 7.5% critical strike chance, but most importantly it knocks you to half health, so we can utilize Rage and Wild Frenzy. And Wild Frenzy, we have it at a +3, and that's a 12.5 increased percent attack speed. Remember, I said in the weapon you can take off a berserker and have another Wild Frenzy, but you do slightly less damage, but it is still pretty nice. So I hope you like this build. This is a really dope, flawless build, and it is very strong, but do not get hit because you're definitely gonna die. I hope you have fun. Alright gamer, that's all I got for you today. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and click on that bell for notifications. And if you're looking for a crew, join us on Discord. That link will be in the description. I'll see you later. This is Hans signing out. Peace, y'all.